sit yourself onto your lift. Just come into a good cross-legged position. And then just sit yourself down in cross legs. And just make it so that your seat bones are level. So find some levelness at the seat bones. So have a little wiggle about and then hold onto your knees. Hold onto your knees and then work to elevate the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone. And then draw your shoulders down away from your ears. So one of my yoga teachers used to say that it's like a river flowing from the navel all the way up the chest and then down the back like a waterfall. And I really like that image, and I find that image really helpful. So feel as though there's a river flowing up the front chest and then down the back chest like a waterfall. It's also nice to think of waterfalls because they're calming. Just look at something that doesn't move. Keep your eyes still in the sockets. Just listen to the breath. Fill your lungs from the bottom to the top and empty your lungs from the top to the bottom. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste. Push the palms firmly together. Lengthen from your armpits into your elbows, the elbows into the heels of the hands into the fingertips. Keeping your eyes still in the sockets, allow your eyelids to close with an exhalation. Maintain the lift of the chest, the driving down of the back chest. Just focus on the sound of the breath as you fill both lungs evenly. And as you exhale, from the top of the lungs to the bottom, exhaling from both lungs evenly. And with an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Just spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere, whoever or whatever that might be. release the backs of your hands down toward your knees. Palms facing upwards, keeping the tip of the index finger in contact with the tip of the thumb. Just spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Just hold onto your knees, lift up into your chest, elevating the heart area to the ceiling and drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation in through the nose and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. Just feeling how your body responds to the turn this morning, where there is resistance. So acknowledge that resistance and draw your attention beyond it into areas of the physical body that present freedom and non-resistance, and observe how that changes perception of the initial resistance. Let's come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, lift up into your chest, elevating the heart area upwards. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. Drawing the abdomen across and the ribs and the shoulders. And then come back to the center. Just come off your lift and then sit back on your heels. And then just observe the feeling in the shins. Observe the feeling of the feet in contact with the floor. Observe the feeling of the knees. Just let the legs sink into the floor a little. So if you've been on your feet a lot, then virasana is always a good way of releasing tension in the legs that it leaves behind. Consciously push your shins into the floor, push the shin bones into the shin skin so that the thighs consciously activate. Lift from the abdomen to the diaphragm to the collarbone, and then come forwards, hinging at the hips, stretching forwards, just feeling how it feels for your back. Use a lift underneath your head if your head doesn't come to the floor, but before you drop your head, draw the tailbone down to the heels, draw the seat bones down to the heels, and keep the head lifted initially, keep the chest lifted, and then stretch your arms away, keeping them straight, and then finally bring the forehead down. Just giving your back a really nice stretch. Drawing the tailbone down towards the heels, stretching into the arms. So I was doing a lot of kind of heavy lifting over the weekend, just helping my family move some furniture and stuff. So this feels really nice to just stretch out the tension from the back. Listen to the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Lift your head, keep your right hand where it is. Thread the left arm underneath the right armpit. Bring your left shoulder onto the floor, bring your head onto the floor. Try and keep your seat bones down if you can, but it will be more difficult. Just acknowledge that. And then push that left arm firmly into the floor and roll the chest down to the floor. So just threading the needle, keep that right arm actively engaged. Pushing the left arm firmly into the floor. From the back of the hand to the back of the wrist, into the forearm, really pressing it into the floor. And then stretch your arms forwards, stretch both arms into Adho Mukha Virasana again. Just come back into Adho Mukha Virasana, just really stretching out the back again. And then lift the head, keep your left hand where it is, thread the right arm through underneath the left armpit. Bring the shoulder down if you can, bring the head down if you can. Try and keep the seat bones down on the heels. Keep that left arm really firmly activated. And then press the right arm firmly into the floor, the forearm and the back of the wrist and the back of the hand into the floor really firmly. And then roll the chest down to the floor, keeping that left arm also engaged. I think I might have said left arm. Right arm pressing into the floor, stretching with the left arm. So that arm that you've threaded under, really press it firmly into the floor. And then lift the head, and then come back, sitting back onto the heels, lengthening out into the spine. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then come up onto your knees, have your hands as wide apart as your mat, have your feet as wide apart as your mat, turn your toes under, and then come up into dog down. Straighten your legs as soon as it feels comfortable to do so. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards. Tighten the kneecaps, hit the shins back, lift the tops of the thighs up to the top of the leg. Turn the tops of the thighs inwards, lifting the tops of the thighs into the hip socket. Activating the arms evenly, just feeling your balance of action. And so by balance of action, I mean, is there more action on the left side or the right side, or between the legs or the arms or the spine? So just observe where you're working more firmly and then try and level that out everywhere. Work to 90% rather than 100. Because you can't really go anywhere from 100%, but you can from 90. We're not here to exhaust ourselves, we're here to stretch out our energy. Drawing your attention inwards so that you can observe your action. Action begins with observation. It deepens with observation. And then step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position. And And then get a couple of blocks for your hands. And then just prepare yourself for uttanasana. Bring your feet as wide apart as your mat. Have your hands on your hips. So you can, of course, when you come into uttanasana, half uttanasana, we often do it with the arms raised. And that's a really nice way to start the pose. So just raise your arms up. But coming forwards with raised arms like this can be quite strong on your back, I think. So just raise your arms into virasana at first, just to give yourself that lift in the chest. Just give yourself that space. Have your arms wide apart, palms facing each other. Just giving yourself that lift of the chest from the hips into the armpits. Activating the legs, tighten the kneecaps, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards like you were doing in dog down. And then keep the chest high. Bend your elbows, bring your hands onto your hips. And wing your elbows towards each other. Lift up into the heart area. Keep the head lifted. Keep the chest lifted. And then hinge at the hips. Allow the action to happen entirely at the hips. Try and keep the back really straight. And then reach down. Find the blocks. And then reactivate your legs in the same way as you were activating them in dog down. Feel that the legs are the same length, that you're actioning them evenly. Be really precise. Be really discerning in your observation. Project the chin and the chest away from the legs. But the extension needs to start at the legs. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. If you can go down lower, if your back will accommodate it, then you can come down a little lower, lifting up into the chest. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So just continue to move down if your back will accommodate it, or just stay at the level that feels comfortable and safe for your back. Really working the legs to extend into the spine. Okay, bring your hands into your hips and then come forwards, bending your knees upwards, all the way up if you need to. And then come into Tadasana. Lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards. And then turn the palms all the way out so that you rotate your upper arms in the sockets, so that you broaden the collarbone. Just feel that you can open up the shoulders. Lift up into the chest, elevate the heart area upwards. Keep turning the palms out to the sides of the room, trying to get the thumbs to reach towards each other behind you. And then bring your arms forwards, turn the palms all the way out, and then reach behind you. As you reach behind you, just let the chest drop a little, but try and rotate the arms really firmly in the sockets, and then bring the tips of the fingers together, and then walk your hands up towards your neck. Once your hands are there, lift the chest again, drive the chest upwards, and then wing your elbows behind you. Lengthen from your shoulders into your elbows, and then the elbows into the heels of the hands, really activating your kneecaps at the same time. So namaskarasana. So it can feel strong on the wrists initially, feel strong in the shoulders, but this is a really good way to open up reluctant energy. Push the heels of the hands together, lengthen up into the fingertips. Breathe from the bottom of the lungs to the top, top of the lungs to the bottom. And then gently release your arms, maybe drop your chest a little to release the arms, and then stretch the arms down and lift the chest again. Again, turn the palms all the way out to face the sides of the room. So it's a really good energizing action to open up the chest. So again, just reaching forwards, turn the palms, bring the arms behind you and walk the fingers up your back. And the second time, maybe you'll be able to get your hands a bit higher up. And then if you dropped your chest, to bring the hands back, then lift them, lift the chest. Wing the elbows back, wing the shoulders into the elbows into the heels of the hands up into the fingertips. And then come into Tadasana. Tadasana legs, turning the thighs inwards, activating the kneecaps, tucking the tailbone in, drawing the belly button to the spine. Breathing even deep inhalations and exhalations. Keeping your eyes as still in the sockets as you can. Keep winging those elbows back so that all of the finger knuckles come into contact. And then gently release. And then just stretch your arms down, spread the fingers, spread the palms, and then again turn the palms all the way out, rotating the upper arm in the shoulder socket. Just listening to the breath. Just feeling the energy in your arms and in your shoulders and in the chest. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump the feet apart for trikonasana. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. And without looking, can you feel that the heel of this front leg lines up with the instep of the back leg? So this is your front leg, this is your back leg, the right leg is the front leg. So just feel that the feet are in the right position. Just have a quick look. Just affirm that they are and correct it if it's not. Turn the thighs outwards. So from the front of the inner thigh, rotate it around to the outer thigh as much as you can. And do the same with the other leg. Bring the chest to face the front, lift up into the chest. Stretch your arms out, but then bring your left hand onto your hip. And then reach over and find your shin. Now at this stage, don't go down so low that you start to feel that you drop your chest. So just feel that you can activate both legs evenly. You're turning the fronts of the thighs from the big toe side to the little toe side, especially with that front leg. And then rotate the abdomen in the opposite direction, turning it away from the legs. Draw that top shoulder towards the back of the room. And then reach down, feel that the feet are in the right alignment, that the front leg buttock bone Squeezes forwards a little to make itself in line with the heel of the front foot. Breathe in through the nose, and out through the nose. Turning the chest up to face the ceiling. Let's have a quick look down. Make sure that your head is over your foot. If it's not, then lift the chest a little more. But when we come in with the arm on the leg, then the alignment is often better. So the arm on the hip, the back arm on the hip, it helps you to align the chest in the first place. Come back to the centre. Just release your hands, swap the feet around. Turn the right toes in. Left leg and foot all the way out. And then again, just observe the position of the feet. Does it feel like this heel is in line with the instep of the back foot? Let's have a quick look, make sure. Just correct it. If not, somewhere is I've gone a bit far. Turn the legs all the way out. Bring the hips to face the front, but keep turning this leg out. Lift up into the chest. Keep your right hand on the hip, and then reach over with the left hand. Find the shin. Turn the leg a little more. Rotate the abdomen from the floor to the ceiling. Reaching up, floor to the ceiling with the abdomen. Keep that top shoulder back and reach up with the top hand. Looking up. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Back to the centre, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together, come back into uttanasana. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then bring the feet hip width apart, turning the toes in. Now if you've got problems with your back and you don't want to come all the way forwards, then you can forwards, bringing your hands onto a lift like this, so back of a chair or a tabletop, and really activate your legs, hitting your legs away from the lift. Otherwise we're going to go into full uttanasana. So feet hip width apart, turn the toes in, raise your arms up, hook the thumbs into the crease of the elbows, wrap your fingers around your elbows, and then come forwards and then hang down, keeping the legs really firmly activated. Keeping the legs evenly activated. So that evenness doesn't necessarily come straight away. You have to observe it and work it. Observe it and action it. So breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. So I can really feel that my right leg is reluctant to follow the left leg. So that is the task, to try and get the legs to work evenly. If they're not working evenly, hit the heels out a little bit more. Giving the legs a little bit of space. And then release your hands down towards the floor, and then walk your hands towards your back. Or if you were using the lift, then just come out of the lift and then come down onto your knees and come up into dog down. So you can have your hands shoulder width apart, your feet hip width apart this time. Work to activate your legs. And then come down onto your knees, sit back on your heels, and then just observe your energy. Just observe all of that energy that you have released into the upper body and into the legs. Just listening to the breath. Does it feel like the breath, the energy is distributed evenly? And then come forward into Adho Mukha Virasana. Just a nice forward bend. Again, just working to keep the front chest lifted, not necessarily dropping your head straight away. You can eventually bring your head down. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up into a seated position and just work to lift and open the chest. Just listen into the breath. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of pranayama. So if you've got a bolster handy, get your bolster, and then we're going to come into either supta virasana, or some people don't really like supta virasana, you can come into supta baddha. So a really nice way of giving yourself enough space for supta virasana is to put your bolster on a ramp. So you can put a block along its like kind of long edge like that, and then one up on its higher edge like that, and then just bring the bolster onto there, and then you've got a ready-made ramp. So you can use this for supta virasana or supta baddha, whichever you choose. It's good to have the blanket underneath your head. So in supta virasana, supta baddha is the easier one to come into. You come down, feet together, and then you sit close to the bolster but not right on top of it, and then you lift your chest and then come down, and this ramp is just really nice for just a restful experience. Otherwise you can do supta virasana, so you come onto your knees are together, you get your thumbs right into the back of the knees and draw the calf flesh out to the side. Now if you've got stiff hips, so stiff knees, then you might want to kind of put a blanket, pull it right up into the backs of the knees and have that between the tops of the legs and the bottoms of the legs as you come back. So it just gives you space in the back of your knee. And then you lift the chest, guide yourself down along the bolster. And then have your hands facing upwards. Just connect the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb, just a gesture of wisdom and physical intelligence and peacefulness. So it's up to virasana. You turn the tailbone in, lengthen the sacrum spine and the tailbone down towards the backs of the knees. So supta virasana is a really good pose for tired legs. It's a really good pose for a stiff back. I know it doesn't look like it, but it actually gives you some good relief. Try and keep the knees together in supta virasana. So once you're in position, so choose supta baddha konasana if supta virasana isn't comfortable. So once you are there, then just focus on your breath. Just observing the duration of the in-breath and the out-breath. And I want you to just observe which is longer, the in-breath or the out-breath. And then just work to make the in-breath and the out-breath the same length. So you can count it. So maybe count your in-breath for a count of 4, count the out-breath for a count of 4. So try and make the in-breath the same length as the out-breath. Maybe go to 5 or 6, just whichever the in-breath is, do the same for the out-breath. Or if the out-breath is longer, then try and breathe in for longer. Just pace the in-breath so that you can breathe in for the same duration. So it's the beginning of samavritti pranayama. And then once you've started counting the breath, maybe after a little while you can start to just increase each breath a little, just without overworking it. There should be no tension, no retention at this stage, just normal breath, but just observed and made even. Okay, continue in this way if there is any reason why you shouldn't hold your breath. So some heart conditions, some lung conditions, some blood pressure issues prevent you from holding your breath. So if that is the case, then don't hold your breath. If you can, if there's no problem with holding your breath, at the So if you're counting your in breath for 6, your out breath for 6, then I want you to, at the top of the in breath, hold breath without any tension for 1, and then breathe out for 6, and then hold the bottom of the out breath for 1, and then in for 6, hold for 1, out for 6, hold for 1. So you're just holding, you're retaining the breath. So if supta virasana starts to feel a lot for your legs, and you just come out of the pose, just stretch yourself out along the bolster, just keep your legs stretched out for a moment, and then just come back onto the bolster. So those breath retentions are just literally retentions rather than a grip. It should never feel like a grip. You're just suspending the diaphragm for a moment where it's neither breathing nor not breathing. So there should be no grip, there should be no tension in the chest or the throat or the head. And then you can increase the hold to a count of 2. Keep the 6 or whatever it is for your in-breath and out-breath, but just increase the hold to 2. And then increase it to 3. You can increase it to 4 as long as there's no tension in the chest or in the head. Remember, there should be no tension in the chest or in the head or around the throat. Okay, bring the breath back to a normal rhythm, just normal in breaths, normal out breaths. No longer holding the breath between the in-breath and the out-breath and vice versa. And then when you're ready, you can just stretch out your legs if you haven't done that already. And push your elbows into the floor, lift yourself up into cross legs, just come into cross legs, lift up into the chest. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side. And then come back to the centre. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. And then come back to the centre. Just dismantle your bolster lift. Just move the blocks out of the way. Have the bolster for underneath your knees and a folded blanket for underneath your head. Just for the last couple of minutes, we might run over slightly. If you need to go by 9, I'll let you know when we get to 9 o'clock. So just come down onto your back and then just release into the floor. Just let the body relax for a moment. So even if it's just for a couple of seconds, just lay yourself down into shavasana, and I'll keep an eye on the time for you if you need to leave for 9. Just let the body completely relax into the floor. Let the body become heavy. Unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs. Allow the body to completely release into the floor. So if you need to get up, it's 59 minutes past, so maybe disturb yourself, see yourself in cross legs for a moment. But if you can stay in shavasana for a little longer, then do. Just observe that feeling of energetic lightness in the bones. That feeling of energetic lightness radiating from the bones and into the muscles. And into the organs. And into the flesh and the skin. So it's now 9 o'clock if you need to start working, but otherwise just release into the floor for a little longer if you can. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes and into the fingers and up into the top of the head. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster. If you're using it, have the feet apart, the knees together. Just let your back rest into the floor. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just a gentle massage on the spine. And then gently roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position, just a final cross legs with your hands in Namasti, just a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists and the reclining poses and the pranayama bring to the body and to the mind. With an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to seek to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then release the backs of your hands down towards your knees. Palms facing upwards. Just connect the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence, and of peacefulness that we can carry into our day. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open, and focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel like you have really stretched yourself out, giving yourself some good energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.